off, I would like to say that I'm really grateful for the love, the encouragement, and the appreciation I've received so far on my pilot edition and my first episode. I really do appreciate it. It gives me the strength to move on. And yes, I'm very open to criticism and comments. What you think I should talk about and improve on, I really do appreciate. So with that being said, welcome to Sit and Jest with Olive. Yes, today is going to be like, how would I put it now? Today is going to be solemn because you're going to, after this episode, I'm sure you have to do a lot of thinking. Okay, no, it's not like I'm going to scare you, but yes, I'm this kind of person who thinks a lot. I imagine things I don't want to leak my secrets, but yes, I imagine things a lot. Let me leave it at that. Yeah, so I stumbled upon Zainab's WhatsApp status weeks ago, and prior to this show, I was actually searching for it because I did a screenshot, but I just can't find it. I don't know why, because I wanted to read. So it wouldn't be like I'm quoting someone out of context, but I wanted to read the way the person said it. So the person was of the opinion, it was on Twitter, and I guess it was even before Twitter was banned in Nigeria. The person said, and it was a guy, he said, quote, "If suicide wasn't seen or regarded or considered as a sin, that so many people, or let's just say so many persons would have," I think he said something like so many persons would have committed suicide if suicide wasn't a sin, because so many persons are living in depression, so many persons are going through a lot. So if suicide wasn't regarded as sin, so many persons would have committed suicide. Yeah, I think that's how the tweet went, and it got me thinking. Actually, I got into the street. Okay, not like literally into the street. I had to ask some of my friends on WhatsApp. I got some responses as well, and also I talked to Fawn Peter, and she also gave me her view, and which you'll be listening to in a short while. But before then, I'll be reading some comments I got from WhatsApp. So on WhatsApp, when I asked the question, I dropped the question on my status, so many persons replied with, yes, of course, yes, this is it, yes, it's going to yes, they would have committed suicide. Okay, so this particular person, Chinwe, wrote, "Taking of one's life is dependent on the reasoning of the victim. At the bargaining phase, he or she is only weighing his chances of getting out of the situation. If successful, then he overcomes, but if not, he goes ahead to die. Now, what determines the success? Solutions to his problems and a good support system that could identify the intention without being told. Because at the point of deciding, he has forgotten about God as his way maker, so apparently sin or no sin is not related in his equation. With this, I don't think it's a religious consequence that stops suicide. Remember, we still commit other sins knowing fully well that they are bad and against faith." Now, this is coming from Chinwe. Now, from Naza. Naza said something that was, how would I put it now? Let me see if I can find it, because I think I wrote it down on my notepad. Okay, Naza, according to Naza said he thinks that we all have committed suicide in our head. One time in our lives, we have all committed suicide in our heads, and this is what actually got me thinking. Before I go ahead, you'll be listening to Fawn Peter's response. Stick around, don't go nowhere.
Myself included, I do. I think, in fact, even as it's a sin, I think I'm still capable of committing. So I think it depends on the perspective you see it. People have a tendency to see it as a sin or a bad thing religiously, and then for people that are like maybe atheists or not really bothered about religious standpoints, they are selfishly sentimental about it, in the sense that they're sentimental about it but from the angle of their own benefit or your parent and family benefit, which is a good thing when you think of the fact that someone is so fed up of it all that he or she feels like there's nothing else. Like, I feel like people want to commit suicide when they feel helpless. It's not just that I have a problem. It's I have a problem I feel I can't solve. I don't know where to start. And if I look at the future, you know that thing that you say, don't worry, you sort it out. You know, it will be, they don't feel it. They don't see it getting better. And if you tell them these are the steps you need to take to get better, in their head is like, okay, so let me take step 1. Feels like you're going backward. So how do I get to step 2? So it's like I can't do it. So they feel helpless. It's not just that I have a problem. So if you understand that this is what someone is going through, and then your own concern is that he's going to embarrass his mother or make his mother hurt, or make his family feel bad, or well, his family will be hurt because he or she will leave them and they'll sorrow, yeah, all of that. But then, do you realize this person is going through a lot? That's selfishly sentimental, because if you're thinking about the person at the moment, I'm not saying you will okay suicide, but you'll understand why a person feels a certain way. So now people say, oh, the Bible, oh, this, you go to hell. And that's why some people that want to commit suicide will not, because they don't want to go to hell and it's bad. But if that was not a problem, yeah, they probably would have, because I don't know, that's just my own.
Well, there you have it. So this is coming from Fon Peter, quite very interesting, and thank you, Fon. Yeah, so I think we have all committed suicide. According to NASA, he said he thinks we've all committed suicide in our heads. And Fon actually somehow agrees with that. From what she said, somehow she agrees. And I agree too when he said it. Because, okay, let me personalize this right now. I know I have thought about suicide. Now, when I say suicide, not like I'm being suicidal or whatever, but I know how I've felt when not even because of life situations, because of the way the world is, because of the whole hate, because of the whole strife, the whole struggle to make it somehow. If you're not born with a silver spoon, the hustle, the challenges you have to face. And I'm like, I know we are humans, yes, we are created and all to work to make it and all, but sometimes it gets tiring. So I think this happened when I wrote JAMB 3 times before getting into school. I didn't write the year I graduated, so it's more or less like I stayed 4 years at home somehow, yes. So at that point, some part of me, even while in school, I'm out of school and I'm still trying to, make things work. And I know what I envisage, the kind of life I want to live, the kind of life I want to have, expectations I have of myself. And sometimes when it's not forthcoming, even when I've put all the 100% hard work, if it's not coming, I feel discouraged. And I'm like, why would I even suffer myself to go through all this when I can just die and go to a better place? Yes, of course, heaven. Yes, I go to a better place. And it's not like me killing myself right now. I felt God should just take me. I should just, I just want to die and get out. I feel like it's an easy way to just get out of all the troubles. If there's a better and a guaranteed future of eternity and beauty and luxury life, let's put it like that. I like putting it like that because I feel like when I'm in heaven, I have to live the luxury life. Yes. But yes, over there, I feel it to be peaceful. So why stress myself? Why am I stressing myself? If last we go still die, last everybody go still die. So yes, I think that should be the part I've thought of suicide, and not really just dying. But from the comments and the replies I got on WhatsApp, everybody agreed. Like, no one said no, everybody said yes. And so many persons were like, even if it's not even about being sane and not being sane, some persons are like, I would have committed suicide because sometimes life is hard and you just feel like, F it, man. Did I just say F it? Yes, F it, man. Let me just go and not think about all these troubles. So yes, it's safe to say that so many persons have thought about suicide and all, but being suicidal, it's different because people really go through a lot. And people who commit suicide, it's not because, of course, they would have weighed the options of being a sin or not, but yes, like Chinwe said, and like Fon said too, it's not even about thinking is it sin or not sin. People who commit suicide go through a lot before committing suicide, and committing suicide takes a whole lot from you. And at that point in time, trust me, they don't even think about the pain they have to go through before dying eventually. They just think about, all they think about is, I just want to leave. Nobody's there to help me. I'm not seeing any way out of this thing. They are just seeing a cobweb, something like a cobweb, and there's no way to tear through this cobweb or tear through this darkness. They are not even seeing any light at the end of the tunnel. They don't even feel like any family member or any friend or any loved one is there or willing to help. So they just feel like ending it. And when their mind is focused on ending, it's it. nothing no one can do to talk them out of it unless you're really close to the person. That's why it's advised to check up on people once in a while, your friends. If someone start posting unusually more than they do on social media, I think you should also pay attention to that. Like me, for an example, I am the kind of person that posts on my I don't usually post on WhatsApp status, but when you see me post more than 5 strings, unless it's pictures, even it's pictures, and I post more than 5 strings on my WhatsApp status, trust me, I'm actually not doing well at that particular moment of my life. So yes, they post often and suddenly they just stop posting. Check up on them. Just a little, that 5 seconds, or let's just say 1 minute, how are you doing and all, can actually do a lot or save a life somehow. So check up on people. Suicide, like they say, suicide, yes, it's actually not an option. Life is beautiful. Come on, life is beautiful. I need to enjoy this life, and I'm enjoying it already. So put your plans together. There's always, trust me, there is no situation. Okay, I'm scared to say this, but yes, I feel that, and I think that. I don't think there's any situation that there is no way out. Trust me. It might hurt you. The way out might hurt, but there's always a way out. People have also gone through worse things. And I know suicide, they say it's easy to say suicide is not an option till you are into some deep ish, man. So you're into some funny, very, very depressing state and all, but it'll be fine. You'll be fine. We'll all be fine. Learn to talk to people, even talking to people, people were there. But yes, sometimes it's good to talk it out. Okay? So glad. Thank you so much, Fun. Thank you so much, Chiwe. Thank you all and also to you, Naza. Thank you so much, and all you who actually came through on the WhatsApp for me. I'm really grateful. This is where I'll be wrapping up. I don't want this to be too long, so this is where I'll be wrapping up on this episode, on this show. Thank you. It's been fun. Let's do this again on another exciting episode of Sit and Gist with Olive. Remember to follow me on all socials. No, I want it on all socials because follow me on Instagram at olive_ndulue or talkative olive, and also on Facebook, even though I don't do much of Facebook, which I think I should. I'm on Facebook, Olive Ndulue, also Olive Ndulue as well. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel, Olive Ndulue. And yes, drop comments and like and drop comments on what you think about this particular topic. What do you think? I'd love to hear from you. Please, I really love to hear from you. Drop your comments. I'd love to hear from you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's do this again, okay? Let's do this again. Sit and Gist with Olive. From me here, I'm saying live, love, laugh, be happy. God got you. Till another time, toodles.